providing resources and comfort to caregivers. This is Caregiver Crossing.
Well, good morning, everyone. You're listening to Caregiver Crossing. If you are hearing us for the first time, you should know that Caregiver Crossing is a show brought to you by Joy's House, presented in partnership with Cardon and Associates, and we're really happy that you're here. This show was actually created for you, family caregivers, and the people who love them. And so we're here with you every Sunday morning to discuss the highs, the lows, the joys, and the pains of caregiving. We are your hosts. I'm Tina McIntosh.
I'm Candace Hatterbaugh.
I'm Terry Stacy.
Hey.
Hey.
How's everybody doing today?
Pretty good.
Good.
Pretty good. June, 18th?
We're halfway
right
through,
along.
We're halfway through it.
Yep, almost time for the summer solstice.
When is that?
Well, it's the 21st, I believe, 20-something, 22nd.
And that's the longest day of the year, right?
That's the longest day. And then days will the daylight will get shorter.
And then
just
it'll be
like that.
snowing.
And then it'll be snowing.
I thought you made your special witch's brew or something on the summer
On the
solstice.
summer solstice.
I didn't know what happened.
No, I'm a winter solstice witch.
Isn't it a thing for all of the people out there, my crystal people? Don't they put their crystals under the sun that day because they get the most?
Don't know about that.
Energy?
You're the summer witch.
I don't know.
I don't know if you're allowed to call crystal people witches.
I don't mean to be. No,
Okay, no, you didn't do
no,
that,
No,
right?
I'm just. She is a witch, and so.
Oh, yes, understood. Okay, got it.
I wasn't
Oh.
calling the crystal people. No, I just knew that about her witchdom.
Yeah, and I just want you to know, listener, this is how quickly this show will go off the rails.
That's right. She's not a witch.
I'm not.
Don't send it to me. She's not a witch.
Don't email. But if you do
No.
want to email about the show at any point, you can email me at tina@joyshouse.org. And, let us know. Boy, I just want to run with that witch thing, but I'm not.
No, don't.
I'm not going to do it. Let us know, who you think should be on the show, what you'd like to learn, challenge us with something, or share your own caregiving experience. And so I'm going to start us this morning with some questions to ask seniors in your life. But I'm going to ask them of the two of you.
Okay.
Oh,
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
It's not a quiz, so don't get nervous. This is just, it's like an interview. It's just
okay.
an interview.
These are questions we should be asking seniors,
Yeah.
older adults.
So what was your first job?
My first job was at a nursing home. I was 17, and I had just got my CNA license out of high school.
Love that.
And the nursing home is no longer, it's switched hands a couple times.
Yeah.
But
Did you have a candy striper outfit?
I did not. It was a green top, a green polo top, and khaki pants.
You'd look good in green.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, I feel good about it.
Oh.
And you?
Detasseling corn.
Yeah, it was.
Seriously?
Detasseling corn for
the county fair?
$4.16 an hour. It was, no, for the farmers in Henry County that needed detasselers.
That's a
They'd pick
tough
you up at 4
job.
a.m. on the town square, and they'd take you out to a farm, and you'd detassel corn all day, and there was
Terry,
no going back.
I feel like that's the beginning of a horror movie.
It
right
was
there.
well. This was in the what would that have been in the 70s? So different time.
Is that how it's still done, or is it done with machines now?
Now there are machines, and there were machines too, but they still needed a hand to put it into the machine that did what it did. So it was. I mean, I didn't last 2 days.
Oh,
I lost my shoes in the mud, and I was like, "What am I doing here?" But they don't take you back. You just got to stay. You got to stay with a group and get it over with. And at that time, $4.15 an hour. I mean, that was a lot of money for
Yeah,
a
it's
kid.
good money then.
Yeah,
That's
but
painful.
hard work. Yeah, that was over quick. And then I worked at a Frosty Boy.
Well, that sounds like more fun.
Yeah.
I used to mow yards and shovel driveways. That wasn't an official job, but when I would mow the yards, like my own yard, I would do it in my bathing suit so I could get sun.
Yeah, well, sure.
I'm sure that was a big hit with all the
yeah,
neighbors.
I'm sure.
But my first official, I was a receptionist at a hair salon.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there was this one time actually that they gave me like a super glue. And I was doing something with the super glue. And then as a receptionist, because it was, I was born in 72. So what was this? I don't know. Doesn't matter. And I was trying to flip the paper and I had the super glue stuck to my finger, stuck to the paper. I went to lick my finger, got the super glue stuck to my finger,
man.
stuck to my lip. Yeah, it was super good stuff. Good
How
times,
old were
good
you?
times.
Do you remember?
I was 35, 36. I don't
sure.
know. I was 16, 15. All right.
That's a great question to ask of anybody.
Yeah, it
it's
really
a fun
is.
party game.
Now, don't answer these questions yet because we don't have all the time. But, it's like things like, what do you know about your family history? Or what do you remember about the place where you grew up? And when you really think about that, like, What do you remember about that town square? Or what do you remember about the home that you were in, or the yards that you played in, the streets where you rode your bike? What did you do for fun when you were my age? Here's one. What's your happiest memory? And that's big.
Ever?
It says, what is your happiest memory?
Oh my gosh. Ever.
And while you're thinking, let me just say this. So my youngest is 14 years old, and we were talking about something recently. And I said, honey, it just would be nice on occasion if some of you who live in our household would ask me a question. And not just to did you take the trash out, or when's dinner going to be ready? But ask me a question about something about me. And so we were driving the other day, and she said, who was your 5th grade teacher? And I was like, easier questions. But I think it was Mr. Neuenschwander.
Oh, that's a name.
It is a name, but I'm from Fort Wayne, and we're a very German-based town. So funny thing was, then when I went back for my dad's memorial service, because she said, did you call him Mr. N because it's a hard name? And I said, no, we called him Mr. Neuenschwander. And I found a sign that said the Neuenschwander Group in Fort Wayne, and took a picture and sent it to her.
Oh, that's great.
But we just don't think to do those kinds of things. Sometimes I'll say to my husband, ask me a question that you don't think you know the answer to. I just,
Oh, I'm going to use that tonight.
we're dating, right?
Yeah. It's a great conversation to have, any of those questions. And by the way, I just want to ask Tina, because I think people would like to have a list like that. Is there a list that you found this, or did you just put these together? Or
I mean, I've looked some of them up online, but we could certainly find one and put it
just
on
a list of 10
our Facebook
questions.
group.
That would be great to have a conversation with anybody.
All right, so in 1 minute or less, happiest memory.
I want you to. I'm asking you.
Oh, you're asking me. Oh,
What's
my
your
golly.
happiest memory? I mean, of all your life, of 38 years, or how old you are.
I mean, my head instantly, when you say that, goes to the big moments.
So children being born, weddings.
Right. See my husband standing by the water when I came over the dune in Michigan. And these are the things, like when I'm going in for surgery, that I'm playing out in my mind, my kids being placed on my chest, when they're born. It's also things like the time that Jeff and I loaded the kids into the car to come look at our new house, and we went around back. We knew the family wasn't living there, and it was okay. We went around back and sat on the back porch and listened to the frogs in the pond next door, and we prayed about whether or not we should put an offer on the house. And I think those moments are really special too. And then just, we talked a couple weeks ago, my dad passed away last month, and being with him when he took his last breath was really a happy moment in the saddest of ways. So I don't know.
Get it.
I don't know.
do get it. I do.
Okay. Time. We've got to take a break, right?
Yeah, let's do. We've got a great guest coming up.
All right. So if you're going to stick around with us, and dear God, please stick around with us. You are going to be hearing from Susan Bonner, who is the Director of Marketing with our wonderful sponsor, Cardon and Associates. And we're going to talk about a lot of things when it comes to living in one of their communities and things that make her tick, and, all of the wonderful stuff. So stick around with us. We'll be back here in just a couple moments.
You are listening to Caregiver Crossing, a show designed for family caregivers and the people who love them. Caregiver Crossing is brought to you weekly by Joyce House in partnership with Cardon and Associates. We're here every Sunday to bring you support, education, and hopefully a good laugh. Visit caregivercrossingradio.org to connect with us, hear past episodes, learn more about caregiver support resources in the community, and much more. That website again is caregivercrossingradio.org. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more Caregiver Crossing shortly.
We're back on Caregiver Crossing. I'm Tina McIntosh, and in studio with me, I've got, who are you? You. Pretty blonde.
I'm Terry Stacy. I was looking at. Oh, and thank you.
Well, you're stunning.
It's so sweet. Hi, Terry Stacy here.
I'm Candace Hattabaum.
And we have a fourth in studio with us. Her name is Susan Bonner. She's the Director of Marketing with our fantastic sponsor, Cardon and Associates. And Susan, thanks for being here.
Thank you so much. I'm excited to be here.
We're glad you're here. And so before we talk all the details about Cardon, I have a question for you. Just you and me.
Okie doke.
When you were a little girl, what did you think you would be doing in this world?
That is actually a funny question for me. So I grew up camping, 6 of us in a pop-up camper. The story is that I took my first camping trip when I was 6 weeks old.
Oh, wow.
So that was my first love, and actually jump forward many years when I applied to college. I applied into the College of Forestry because I wanted to be a park ranger.
Yes.
So,
Wow.
and I still love hiking. That's my passion when I'm not at work. And then there was a story regarding my grandfather. We might tell it in a minute, but anyway, that got me into working with seniors and switching my major to gerontology.
Oh my gosh. Well, I want to hear about that story.
So I was a senior in high school, and my grandfather, my dad's dad, who was just incredibly dear to me. I was fortunate enough to have all 4 grandparents, but I adored my dad's dad, and he had Alzheimer's. And he came to live with our family one summer. Only lasted 6 weeks because it was just more than my parents could do. He was past that stage, but it had such an impact on me. And so that was the point in time when things really kind of changed. And I had gotten my first job when I was 16, just by happenstance, if you want to call it that. I think it's more than that. But my first job was working in a retirement community in the dining room as a waitress. And then I ended up just falling in love with the residents and the whole concept. And I worked there all through college, worked at the front desk at night. So even though I had this love for camping and hiking and all things outdoors, it was really the combination of that job and my grandfather that shifted the tide. And I ended up getting my degree in gerontology.
I love that more than I knew I would. I had no clue.
It's just like you said, it's just something that was meant to be.
Yeah.
Those steps when you look back and you see how the dots all connect and where you are now and how it really led you here, right?
Isn't that
I think
something?
that's right. Yeah.
I think it's so interesting to look back and plot those steps and to compare it to where you are. Like it's by design.
So true.
Is like hiking and being in nature now your peaceful place?
Very much.
Yeah.
I always say it's so good for my mental health. And it's just every time that I can, I'm out. And it doesn't matter if I'm with friends, it's a good chance just to talk and catch up, and that, those gut level conversations that you have out with people one-on-one like that. Or I'm happy to just go out by myself for 8 hours and just me and wandering in the woods and my quiet time. So it's
There
my
really
place.
is such a thing called the nature pyramid. And it is basically, there's studies and research that shows you, 10 minutes here in a city park, 20 minutes here in a state park, 30 minutes doing this and camping a weekend, and what it does for your mental health and your soul is just real. It's very real.
We did a forest bathing.
That's what I was thinking.
Oh, what?
Oh,
Have you heard of
Have you heard
this?
of it?
no.
It's really neat.
Tell
It
me.
was several years ago now.
It's
but-
where you all get naked and then you
Oh,
go swimming in a
no.
pond. No, that's
Is
not
that
it.
it? No.
It's not it. Listen,
For a minute, I thought, wow.
there is no water involved unless there's water around, like a creek
Right.
or something. But explain what it is.
Yeah, it's really just going out and spending whatever amount of time just being in nature, finding a tree to sit under to meditate, or going to feel the leaves that aren't poison ivy or poison oak, or and just taking off your shoes and feeling the grass
Yeah.
and the
Disconnecting.
sand. Yeah,
Well,
it was beautiful.
It was beautiful, and there were some like woo-woo-y kinds of things to it. Like we had to talk to a tree. That was weird.
Did you talk to a tree? Did you
Yeah,
do
I met
it?
Did it
Bob.
talk back?
I met
you
Bob.
call him
and-
Bob?
No. I mean, I did. I think I did because I was like, just do it. Immerse yourself in this. This is weird.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm Tina. Hey, what's up?
Tree.
Still weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, I am going to do it for my church group.
Oh, good.
So if any of them are listening, don't be scared. I'm not going to make you talk to a
Can I
tree
come?
in your clothes. Yes, you can come.
What-
Oh, it'd be
well,
great.
Yeah, I want to come.
And I think we should do another one for caregivers here.
Let's do it.
We should.
Because it's all about slowing down. And it's about noticing the things that you neglect to notice when you're just breezing by. So
Yeah.
it was, okay, you've got 15 minutes, go find all of the things that have movement. And so, you've got the natural, the wind and the leaves and all that, but it was like, go find that ant hill and watch the ants pouring out and coming in, or go watch the way the water's moving. It was just wonderful.
It's so
I can't
good for you.
believe
Sounds
You
awesome.
would love it. You would absolutely
And you
love
don't
it.
have to go far.
No,
we were down-
we were at Holiday Park.
Yeah.
Just out there.
Just
on
right
west
up the
side.
road.
Yeah.
It was wonderful. So
I
anyway,
recommend
that
it.
seems like a natural transition over to the work at Cardon.
Yeah.
couldn't
Well,
have
she
planned it
started it.
better.
Susan started it. She started to talk about nature, and then we all went in a whole different direction.
Well, but here's what I think is important for people to understand. And so I'm just going to point out maybe the obvious. People who work in long-term care are just humans. Like Susan she was a little girl who loved to go camping and loved to be shoved in with her family and probably roasted some marshmallows and didn't shower for a few days because you were just immersed in all of it. Who goes for walks with her friends and wants to just enjoy and be at peace in nature. And I think sometimes we hear like, oh, the director of blah, 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 the marketing, and it gets kind of scary, right? And if we would just stop and be like, you're a human who is doing incredible work to take care of other humans. And so thank you for what you do.
Thank you.
And do you
It's an
love
honor.
it?
I love it. No joke. I spent last weekend with my best friend from 7th grade, who's in the process of moving. She also worked at that retirement community. And she said, I literally remember when we were 16 and we both worked there and how much it meant to you, that it didn't necessarily to every 16-year-old, working there. Not that they didn't care, but it was a passion. And I genuinely feel so blessed that 4 decades later, I truly every day still feel that.
Yeah. You can tell the people who have the heart and the passion for it and those that are just working it as a job. But
Absolutely.
I get that. We all need jobs. So, okay. So Susan is the director of marketing with Cardon and Associates. Susan, can you share with us Cardon's services?
Absolutely. So we are, Cardon is a second generation family owned business based out of Bloomington, Indiana. And we do offer all service levels. We have 20 communities in 18 different locations, all in Indiana. And we offer everything from independent living and assisted living, residential homes, apartments, cottages, to long-term care, short-term rehab, memory support services. And then somewhat uniquely in the state of Indiana, in-house dialysis in 5 of our locations. So that's a nice added service we have as well.
Yeah, that definitely is something that sets you apart from other communities. And would we still call your campuses or communities, or is there a new buzzword that I've missed?
No, that's it.
Okay.
Campuses, communities.
Woo!
Yeah.
Things change a lot. So.
Yeah.
Give us a couple of tips or ways that we can make this process of moving to a community with our families, with our moms, our dads, our grandmas, our grandpas, whoever it may be, but make this a little smoother, or just some tips to help those families.
Absolutely. It goes without saying that every family is unique. Truly, after 4 decades, you think you've heard it all and you just haven't. Every family that comes in, the parents are going through something unique. The sibling group is going through something unique. And so there's no cookie cutter. One thing I would definitely say is just open communication. Open communication if you're an adult child caregiver looking for parents, spouses, just having those honest conversations with each other. What is it that's important to you? That's one of the first things I ask people when they come in, when you're looking for a community. What are the things that are most important to you? Because we can sell our services, but our services aren't when the day is done. The services are one thing, but it's truly what is important to you as a person, and then communicating that with each other.
What is important to you? That is a critical question.
Susan Bonner is here. She's the director of marketing with our wonderful sponsor, Cardon and Associates. Thank you for sitting through the break when we were talking about stuff nobody wants to hear about.
Absolutely.
We won't tell all of you, but anyway.
It was good.
It was, thank you. Thank you for sticking around. We have been talking about you a lot and about your path and where you got to and how you're here now with Cardon and Associates. And let's talk a little bit about Cardon. And if you're just joining us, is it a good fit? We'll kind of start over. Is it a good fit for couples who may be needing a little more care or are simply ready to leave their home for community living?
Absolutely.
All the above.
Absolutely. Yes. Yes to all of the above. One thing that we know, but again, it's something much like our break that we don't talk about a lot with couples as they're aging. Intuitively, couples want to stay together. I mean, that's a given.
Yes.
In 99% of situations, couples want to stay together, and they don't want to think about it ahead of time. But the reality is, rarely will they age in the same way at the same time schedule. And so the reality is someone's going to need care before somebody else. and different types of care. And so I think what my experience shows is a fear that couples have moving into a community is that they'll be separated. I think there's this mindset
Wow.
if you're,
I hadn't thought about that.
yeah, it's
Like
like
personally, hadn't thought about that.
if their perception is if you're at home, at least you're together.
Right.
No matter how bad it is, we're together. And the perception is if you move, that might change. The reality of my experience is that move to a community will most often extend how long a couple can be together. The reality is it's not usually one thing that's a tipping point. So if the spouse that's a caregiver, there might not be one particular thing that they can no longer do for their spouse. It's the accumulation. Maybe I could assist my spouse, but the reality of assisting my spouse and the maintenance of the home and the yard work and the snow and cooking meals and getting groceries, it's the cumulative effect that so often becomes overwhelming, where if somebody moves into a community and we can take some of that burden, all of a sudden, maybe the caregiving spouse is able to manage.
Can I move into a community right now? Because
Absolutely.
I'm
That's
feeling
not
the
bad.
cumulative effect. I mean, like you say that, and I'm like, yes. But people think of it as the end of life instead of maybe the last long act,
Right.
like the last third of life. Do you sometimes wish that people had gotten to you sooner?
Oh my gosh. I wish people had gotten to us sooner all the time. But the interesting thing about that is the most frequent thing we hear, I'm not just saying this, after people move in, is the resident saying, oh my gosh, I wished I'd done this sooner. I don't know that I ever hear anybody move into the community and truly wish they hadn't. They move in and think, oh my gosh, this is something we should have done a long time ago.
Well, whether it's independent living or you're in assisted living or you're in more of a progressed care, like suddenly you have activities and communities and good food and just people looking out for you. I mean, if you're in independent living and you haven't come out of your house since yesterday, 8:00, I bet you somebody's
We're
noticed,
going to know.
right? And they're going to come knocking on your door to check on you. Not to mention if you need assistance or rehab or any of the things, you're right there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Candace and I for years have said that moving into a campus like those you have at Cardon have got to be like college dorms for older adults
Yes.
without having to go to class. I am in.
I would so do it.
They have some fun, I'm going to tell you.
Do you have?
Yeah.
I'm 37. Am I too young? Or do
Yes.
you have a?
You're
age
you're a little young. You'd have
What is
to
the age?
marry someone a little older than you, Candace. It might be too
You
late for
know,
that.
I can probably make that happen.
Hello, Doug. Is it 55?
As a rule, 55.
Okay.
Yes. At least one of the if it's a married couple, one of them has to be 55 or older.
Serious question. At the nursing home that I worked at when I was younger, there was a older mother and a younger child who had developmental disabilities. Is that fitting?
Yes, and I should clarify when I say 55 and older, that would be for our independent living and assisted living,
Okay.
what we call residential living. One of them, whether it's a parent with a child or a spouse, needs to be over 55. In short-term rehab, long-term care, there's no age limit there.
Okay.
We recently rehabbed a beautiful young 36-year-old woman that had been in an accident from one of our communities. Beautiful story. She got to go home to her kids. So yeah, there's no age limit when it comes to that.
Okay.
What are the costs involved when you make that transition from a home? Now you're moving into a community. What costs are involved?
The costs vary a lot, obviously, because we have such a wide range of services.
Right.
Generally speaking, for assisted living, you're going to be looking at probably upper 3,000s to mid 4,000 a month for the monthly service fee. And then we do assessments based on care needs. There would be a level of care that could range just roughly like say 500 to 1,500 to even up to 2,000 a month on the care levels. So it depends a lot. And then that's kind of a mid-range. Independent living would be less expensive than that. Long-term care, $250 to $300 a day, generally speaking, depending on services. So
Pets? Can you
We
bring
allow
pets? Because there was a
pets.
time when people would not communities would not allow pets, and I'm finding that they are kind of changing their mind a little bit because they're part of our family, and that's sometimes somebody's not going to give up an animal to come when
Yeah.
they should be, living in a
absolutely.
community.
We do allow
I
pets.
think that's
and it's
awesome.
I was at one of our communities this morning before I came, and there was an assisted living resident with her little dog.
That's great.
Down in the lobby. So yeah, we do allow that. And in the long-term care and rehab, families can bring pets in to visit. But in residential living, they can have their pets.
Terry, if you move in, you're going to bring your donkey?
Yeah, and my rooster.
Aw, nothing wrong with that.
It's the rooster waking everybody up at all times of the day.
Yeah.
I thought they only crowed in the morning. That's not true. We've got
No,
roosters
I
all
thought
around
the
us
same
now too.
thing.
They're crowing all day long.
It's so true.
It's true. It's true. But I also I've known people that will not go to a community when they needed to go, and they wouldn't because they couldn't bring their pet that they had with them for 10, 15 years, and they just weren't about to make that decision. But I think everybody's starting to change a little bit, and that's for the good.
I would definitely be that person. All right, so we're going to have to wrap here, but how do they just show up on your doorstep, or should you go to a website first?
You can show up on our doorstep. We absolutely welcome walk-in tours anytime. So if you're out and about and have an interest, stop by any one of our communities. To get more information, you can go to our website, which is Cardon, cardon.us. There is an email someone can send to info cd@cardon.us. And we also have a phone number they can call, 844-4-CARDON. So reach out to us in any way. We'll get you in touch with the right community, the right service line, and help in any way that we can.
Thank you. Thank you for your continued support of this show, too. We really appreciate
Absolutely.
you, and more than you know.
We
Thank
love
you so
being
much.
partners with you.
Thank you.
You're listening to Caregiver Crossing, a show designed for family caregivers and the people who love them. Caregiver Crossing is brought to you weekly by Joyce House in partnership with Cardon and Associates. We're here every Sunday to bring you support, education, and hopefully a good laugh. Visit caregivercrossingradio.org to connect with us, hear past episodes, learn more about caregiver support resources in the community, and much more. That website again is caregivercrossingradio.org. Don't go away. We'll be right back with more Caregiver Crossing shortly.
Well, wah. This is the last part of Caregiver Crossing for this Sunday, but we will be back next weekend, so don't you fear. And I'll just say to you, if you want to come to Joy's house this week, we are having our open house.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, the longest day,
It is the
the
longest
summer
day.
solstice.
Yes,
Right?
ma'am.
June 21st, come on in and see us between 5:30 and 7:30. There's a lot going on. We're at Joy's house in Broad Ripple. If you don't know where we are, reach out, tina@joyshouse.org, and we'll bring you in. But there's a lot of stuff going on here. We're going to have some folks from the Indianapolis Symphony Orchestra. We're going to have some little, complimentary nibbles and sweet treats, and just meet folks, see what we do, and feel the space here at Joy's house. So
I think that's terrific. Again, what are the hours?
5:30 to 7:30.
5:30 to 7:30 on the 21st.
Yes, what we will
Got
not
it.
make you do on the 21st when you come in is play a game. But right now, ladies, guess what?
Are you hosting a game show again?
Oh, it's game time.
All right, let's go.
And we talked Susan into staying too. Susan from Cardon is still here.
I'm so glad she's staying around.
Hope she has all the answers because this could go very poorly for us. All right, we're going to play a game because there's a lot of stuff that maybe you should be aware of to do or not do, say or not say when you're talking with family caregivers. So I'm going to give you an example of something to not say. And then I want your help to figure out how to say it. Terry looks stressed. Terry is literally sitting in the chair with her face in her hands.
I just want it to work out well.
Nobody can hear you when your face is in your
I
hands.
just want this to be okay.
Okay.
I don't want you to call on me, and I think people already know that I'm not a doctor. So
I don't know. I take all of your advice. So
Here we go. Let's
here's
go.
Something to not say, right?
All right.
Say this, not that. This is the not. Oof. You look really tired. You really
Oh,
need
for
to
crying
take care
out
of
loud.
yourself.
no, you shouldn't say that to anybody.
Can I say like F you? Mind your business? I can't say that on the air, but
Yeah.
and I don't curse, but that's why I wouldn't say
That
it
sure
to
was
you.
easy for you to come up with, not being a cursor and all.
I mean, what would you say instead of, oh, you look really tired. You need to take care of yourself. Any thoughts?
Let me come over and give you a break.
Oh, Oh, could you use a break? Maybe you ask the question
why
right. You like,
Susan's
could you
here.
use a break? Like that kind of thing. Like,
Because you look like crap.
could you use a break? You need a break.
You look horrible.
No, you can't do that.
We used to have a coworker here at Joy's house who worked at the front desk. Every time I would come in,
no.
and didn't have lipstick or lip
Right,
gloss on,
right.
she would say, "Are you sick?
Are you
Oh,
talking
you look
about
really,
Mary?
really sick." No, not Mary. Mary, we love you. No, it
We
was
do love-
prior to Mary. You sick? You look really sick. You tired? And I was like, dude, my lips are the same color as my face. Like,
Yeah.
it's just my face.
Yeah.
But then it would set me off. So I think for caregivers too, you definitely don't want to approach it. But what else can you say?
So we said, can I come over and give you some time off?
Yeah. You need some help?
Yeah,
You need
I
what
think
can I
that-
do to help you? I want to help you. Is there anything I can do?
With that, I wouldn't say, do you want some help? I would give very specific something. Whatever your help is that you're getting ready to offer, make it very specific. And in this case, I think it's
Yeah.
time to nap or go to get a massage or whatever it might be.
Yeah. I want to do something for you. Would it be better if I gifted you with a massage or if I came over and you could just go for a walk or take a rest? So I think
And bring
you're
my
right.
Botox syringes?
Well, that's different. That's for me because when are you making fun of me? Because when I came in this morning, I said to Candace, I still have the lines from my CPAP on my face and clearly have no collagen left because nothing was bouncing back. I'm
They have
afraid they're
liquid you
still
can put in
there.
your tea. They
I
have
will-
collagen tea.
I might need
collagen.
that. All right,
Ooh,
here's
do you?
another thing.
I'd like to have some of that.
Here, hello, we're still on the air, people. This is a show. People are listening.
I forgot you're in a game show mode. Go.
All right, here's another one. Oh, you are an absolute saint. I mean, your reward for caregiving will be in heaven.
I've said that. Did somebody take that and write that down? I've
See?
said that.
See? Someone was listening.
What's wrong with that?
I mean, first of all, I've been a caregiver and I'm not a saint by any means of the word.
Okay,
But
so
also,
maybe
I'm
that's
not
a
doing it to earn my place in heaven. I'm doing it because I love somebody and I
Oh,
just
I
want
see
to
what
show
you
up for
mean.
them. Have you also been the woman who has said, "How far along are you?" and touched somebody's stomach only to find out they're overweight? Have you done that? It's the worst.
Probably. Yeah, probably. I've done it all because I don't think before I speak,
I asked a lady.
as you clearly all know.
I asked a lady once when she was going to have the baby, and she had it like a month earlier.
Oh gosh.
Oh,
You
I
can't
wrote her a
say
letter and
anything
said,
anymore.
"I'm clearly an idiot. I was so
It's
embarrassed."
horrible when you discover it too. I mean, there's just you stop breathing for a minute when you realize what you've said that was completely
worst.
wrong. It's terrible. It's terrible.
Oh, it makes me shut down just thinking about it.
Okay.
So why shouldn't you say like, "Oh, you are such a saint"? Anything else?
I
come to
think you
mind?
explained it.
We're angry and we're moving on.
I think too sometimes because people feel like not that they don't have a choice, but they're just doing what they need to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You just
You're right.
You're in power through mode. But like, what would you do? I have someone I have to take care of.
Is there an
You know?
option?
Yeah,
Is there an
right,
option for me
yes,
to not do
yes.
this? Or I've had caregivers say, if you only knew the things that are going through my brain, I am not a saint. And then I'm like, oh, we should probably sit down and talk. But I get it.
Right.
You know, I
Ooh, we
get
should
it.
talk about that.
We should talk. Like
The
the
bad, like the negative thinking.
absolutely. I mean, you've heard me tell, like, I walked up on a table of caregivers once at a retreat that we used to do. And I heard the sweetest little old ladies with the poofy gray hair that I thought were like saints. And I heard one of them saying, you know, sometimes I just want to lock him in the closet. And the other one said, me too. And I was like, hello, ladies. And they're like,
Wow.
we're not going to lock him in the closet. I'm like, then carry on. But everybody has those thoughts. And so I think, you know, Terry, to that point of when somebody says like, you're just a saint. No, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm a wife.
It's a word that we're using like hero. We just throw saint, we throw hero, we just
Yeah.
throw them out.
Yeah, it's true. Okay, that's all the time we have for
Oh, is that
our
it?
game
That
show.
went
Yeah,
fast.
Listen, it's almost just time for us to go.
Okay.
In different news, if you're looking for a job and you want to be in direct care, meaning you're working with the people living with the diagnoses, will you get a hold of us at Joy's House? Go to joyshouse.org, fill out an application, call us 317-254-0828. Or, as always, you can email me, tina@joyshouse.org. All right, we want to thank Susan and all of the people at
Thank you,
Cardon
Susan
and
Bonnergan.
Associates.
Cardon.
Susan just became one of us for a second.
sure
I was
did.
Like, what are we thanking Susan for?
We are, I know Terry said it earlier, but I just want to echo, we're so grateful. And Cardon and Associates, we know that you've got, 20 communities that are owned, operated, or managed in the Midwest and more than 40 years of senior living experience. Cardon and Associates provides residents with the best senior living options and personalized care. We got to go. Until next time, we'll see you next week on Caregiver Crossing. Take care of each other.